And then in here, which is going to be the Crafts Dwarfs Guild, I will place... with gypsum blocks. Because we've got so much of this stuff. And my population has been skyrocketing so friggin' quickly. A little nutty, actually. Some migrants have arrived. Because I haven't limited the migrant population at all. And the population cap is like 400 or 300. Sorry, not 400. So we're going to end up with a lot of dwarves, are very likely. I will accept that. Make this into a craft store's hall. Going a bit big this time? I mean, I could turn it down, I just haven't. It does mean it's going to be a lot harder for me to name dwarves, though, because they're coming in so frequently. But congrats on the wins to the winners. Good for you, chat. People always bother me to make bigger forts, so I might as well do what the audience wants, you know? Go big, which actually just means I'll be making bedrooms for a disproportionately large amount of time than I would be in a more sizable fort. It's kind of funny. It's like Dwarf Fortress. Making bedrooms is kind of a slow process. So people complain they want more dwarves. Game runs better, so you can have more dwarves. Then people complain it's hard to make bedrooms. It's like, well... Hospital? What's that? We don't have one of those yet. I did have to make one of those when I was setting dwarves on fire for that video, though, but that's a different timeline. Setting dwarves on fire, yes. Did you not see my most recent video that I uploaded this morning? The very aptly named high-speed dwarven weight loss program. Ironically, that video has lost me 2 subscribers. So it clearly is a very, very, very good video that everybody is enjoying. Well, I'm glad it did something good for somebody. Lose weight in no time. Lose weight and become the hottest dwarf in the general vicinity. For, like, 0.05 seconds. You can. You just have to put them in a cage first. I mean, it's Halloween, so... Like, obviously I have to get a little dark during spooky season. Come on, it's spooky season. Some craft store shops in here. Dwarven doctors will lose their shit. No, they'll be very satisfied at work when they hear about this weight loss trick. Hey, at least it worked. I, like, you know, was able to melt the fat out of dwarves. So, what's very funny is like my swimming video, the whole point to be making it was like, maybe people will teach dwarves how to swim more ethically. And then I like follow that video up with like the least ethical thing on earth. How to lose fat quickly. Set yourself on fire. I mean, I've seen that part of that movie Fight Club. All right, well, that's been completed and satisfied. Oh, yeah, and they also learn to swim while they're losing weight, just like real life. All right, so the Guild of Roughness has been satisfied. The Handle of Trade, that is a terrible name for this spot. Let's name this the Crafts of... that's not the word I was looking for. The crafts... I didn't talk about Fight Club. I spoke about the movie Fight Club. That is not talking about Fight Club. Oh. The Crafts of Adoration. What we're going to call that room. They make crafts that you're supposed to admire. Crafts of Adoration. All right, let's make more bedrooms. All right, well, so far so good. We'll see you later, Geza. OCB. We'll see you when we see you, dude. Covered in napalm now. Well, there's worse things you could be covered in. Merchants of Ateldur have embarked on their journey. Goodbye, humans. Your trade goods were terrible, but so were ours, mostly. Speaking of trade goods, look at all of this iron. There's so much of it. And there's so much more, too. Like, so much more. There's so much more. True, actually, being covered in napalm may not be that great. Fortunately, covered in napalm and not covered in sideburns. So, you know, you might actually be okay here, napalm, just by default. Gotta love the slow sealing of the caverns. Why doesn't the game allow you to fully embark on mountains? Because there's no usable resources on mountains. basically like a noob trap block. I mean, you asked why, not if I agree with it. I think we should be allowed to embark on mountains. But it's a noob trap. Resources like what? Food, liquids, wood, honey. You know, all of this. These are all foods necessary to live. You can grab this and just do this and harvest all of these edible, usable, craftable things. It's a lot more than just water. Long story short, mountains aren't a suitable place to live for dwarves by themselves. They needed more things than just mountains. Regardless of what your real world assumptions of dwarves are, not how they work in this world, which is why you can't embark on them. I never said it would be a satisfying answer. All right, let's pull this lever. Fill this sucker up with water. Those are the dwarves that have conquered the mountains. But I don't know. Ask the developers who make this game, not me. I can just give you headcanon reasons as to why. I can't actually answer your question. If you want a satisfying answer, don't ask me. Go ask Toady on Future of the Fortress or something. Right, there we go. You know, water. You are here. We'll get linked to this whenever this is done. And actually, I'm just going to put some more wheelbarrows into this. Need to make more wheelbarrows soon. Ben said, you have a good night. I think there's also something to do with mountains are inaccessible and or impassable from fortress mode. So I think if you settle entirely on a mountain, I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that it restricts you from actually... I'm pretty sure that it restricts you from actually being able to get like migrants properly and whatnot without cheating. While they're all training, slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Yeah, no, mountains are impassable. To the point where, like, if you are playing in adventure mode, the game will give you a lot of big warnings. It's like, do not attempt to cross the mountains, blah, 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 or all that stuff. So, yeah, mountains are supposed to be impassable, basically. And also, mountain homes are generally in the mountains, not on the mountains. So. All right, well, we're just going to go be big, brave dwarfesses and dig through this in a second, although I need to lock this up magma-safe materials. Which apparently I do have 2 of. I've got an obsidian mechanism and a gypsum, and a steel mechanism. So I can just build this and then forbid all other mechanisms and just use those 2. So that lever's built. So forbid, 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 forbid. Unforbid you and link you to this. So let's just make sure that you use 2 lava-safe materials. Obsidian mechanisms, off to a good start. All right, they get that closed up. We just got to get the other half done. Which means I can actually go back up in here and unforbid all of these mechanisms. And we just wait for this dwarf to get this stuff done. Now that's completed. Double check, you're connected to steel bridge. All right, so we can do this. Run all the way through and I can pull this lever. We can begin filling this sucker up with lava. Let's hope the dwarf's good at running away. So good luck, Dwarfus. May you succeed flawlessly. Who is the lucky dwarf to do such an honor as piercing the side of a volcano? That is the question I always wonder when I ask them to do something like this. Is who's the lucky dwarf with such an honor? And how good are they at running? It appears Onal, the herbalist, gets the honor and is not very good at running. Onal, you will be remembered, and we will do our best to recover your pickaxe. A superior quality steel pick. About to get hit by an ad. I think you would have just combusted on the way there because you were napalm sideburns. You just love the pickaxe casually floating away. I mean, we'll do our best to save the pickaxe, but... Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but there was another blog post on Bay 12's, which I didn't see. Pretty much the same topics as last time, although I'll try to be quiet instead of give an update. We're trying to get a video together, so I'm going to leave screenshots off for the moment, but hopefully you can see towns soon. Portraits are working in both modes, including ghosts and undead critters. Ghost portraits? Ooh, Carolyn's art with races goods on animals, peoples. Had some literal bit rot in some of the zombie changes over a year ago to the graphical update and caused adventurers to be generated without clothing. Oh, that's cool. Which took a bit to figure out. Having adventure mode not be playable for years is going to cause little troubles like this, but we'll clear them up as we go. I think the current plan is to continue improving portraits for a while and getting palettes working and such, and I'm going to push through every single animal person, and though they might not show equipment, so I don't expect them to be in the next Fort Mode patch, but I have a branch where they are up on the sheets, and they look okay so far. And hoping to get the site travel map and Jacob's art that's going well. We've updated various larger structures in and private towers with their courtyards. Ooh. And just a bit spruced up from where it was in ASCII and already had the accurate, which already had the accurate street maps. And we finally have got some edges up for this version, version Shadows in Adventure Mode. So this isn't as blocky. All of this stuff will experience iterations, but it's also time to get some menus in and to find some time for archery and other fixes as well. Neat. I didn't realize that blog post went up. About booze-filled zombie dwarves? Booze-filled zombie dwarves. I'm not sure what you're referring to. We have a Metalsmiths Guild, chat. I genuinely am not sure what you're referring to. I think we're going to do an open-air style Metalsmiths Guild. So what that means is I'm going to build some fancy seating in between these two forges sections, and that's going to be our guild. More than 60 different ones. You didn't check legends before starting the world. 60 different gods for one fort? That's a lot of... Wow. That's dedication. I respect it. Like, seriously. I respect it. That's too many gods. You know, in reality, we probably have more on Earth. There's probably more individual gods and variations of gods than on Earth than there is in that world. So, yeah, I would agree. Too many. Too many gods. Now, imagine trying to set up legislation to, like make all of those different religions happy. Oh, boy. Seems like it'd be a process. We don't need to make a temple for everyone. Yeah, because they probably already did. Bastet, the manager, has been taken by a Fey mood. We'll have to pay attention to Bastet's mood. Chat, can we just talk for a second about the fact that I have 112 dwarves and the game's running at 100 frames a second? In your fort, go to build a temple and then scroll down the list. I mean, you just make a meeting zone, right? You accept it, and then you click new temple, and then you scroll down. It tells you which gods exist and how many people worship them. And then the yellow ones are religions that serve either specific gods or groups of gods. Van Ori, thank you very much for gifting a 5-pack of subscriptions. The first time you've done that today, so... Thank you very much for all of the gift subs today. You were very kind. And then this is the best god in the fortress, Avu's Crest Gold, who only has 2 worshippers. It's a chinchilla. It should be the most popular god. There you go, Top Hat Ranger. So this whole area here is going to be the Metalsmiths Guild. New guild hall. Ah, right. The dwarf I set on fire has been missing for a week. Strange. Well, that's very unfortunate. We'll have to memorialize that dwarf as we assume that they are dead. Which I definitely don't know anything about. No, definitely not. Neither, you have a good night, dude. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's get that placed. Also going to need a place for the dwarves to put armor, I think, because I'm starting to see armor just kind of showing up everywhere. This scared the crap out of me when I saw it for a second. I was like, oh god, there's lava flowing in. Also, for reference, there's a lot of coal in here that's catching fire. Coal literally burns for a year. Real time. Chat, since the game's saving, I'm going to take the opportunity to real quick go use the restroom. Chat room, thank you so much for all the generosity today and helping with the, you know, the TwitchCon beer and, I don't know, it's Las Vegas. So, hookers and blow fund? I'm joking. I'm gonna go take a piss though. But thanks for the gift subs, JJ man. $5 on red. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never done that form of gambling in my life. So a Vile Force of Darkness has arrived. These are bow dwarves with goblin names. All right. I have copper arrows. Bastet the manager has created a gypsum millstone and offers it to us. So this is a small siege, I am assuming, which my assumption is correct, the Mongol. I'm going to assign my dwarfises to up here, my squaddies, and I'm going to tell all... You can tell it's been a while since we got attacked last. I've got 31 dwarves assigned to this burrow. Anyway, let's get the rest of the dwarves into the burrow. And let's see, do I need to expand the burrow in any way? Probably. Most definitely, I absolutely do. All right, so that part's okay. And does this actually connect? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I don't need to worry about that side. Let's see if we can get some nice defenses going. Let's also see how bad this enemy siege is. Not bad at all. And they are moving their way over slowly. The thing is, the issue is, they are just snatchers going after my children, and there's, well, a lot of children out here. Depending on how they get down here. Oh, here they come. It appears that they are shooting bolts at shake break, or bows at shake break, but it also appears that my dwarves here are doing their jobs quite efficiently, and firing bolts, I would hope. You do have bolts, right? Yeah, they do in fact have bolts. They are in fact firing bolts at the enemy quite a bit. Looks like several of my dwarves have fired bolts, including this one, who shot a steel... But okay, you're not supposed to shoot the chimpanzee. Why are you shooting a chimpanzee? When was the most recent time any of you guys fired bolts? Oh, right. Now that you can see them, now you can shoot bolts. Queuing green tea. Fire. Okay, you're also not shooting bolts. Are any of you shooting bolts, or are they all just like, you know, standing here? I mean, there's copper arrows down here. There's silver arrows down there. Okay, someone is firing bolts because they're firing in the right direction from this side. Maybe you? Ah, well, fortunately, the only dwarf in this entire squad that for some reason doesn't have metal bolts equipped is in fact shooting bow and bolts, and somebody else just ran by at a Mark 10. Although he does say how fragile we are after losing an ear, which is all that we've really managed to do. You got caught in a cage. Well, that's good. Training for my dwarves for later. And Dusum the peasant was found dead. Well, that's good. Excellent for Dusum. So now the question is where Batty's at. Okay, well, there's a bunch of thieves. Fortunately, you weren't able to get a child, and you're leaving. Well, is the whole siege leaving, or just the, just them? Ah, I see. Well, they are... Whoa! Whoa! I had no idea. Chat room, did you know that enemy siegers can destroy tracks? Because I didn't. I suppose I just learned that. Anyway, I'm just gonna send them down here to beat the crap out of these guys, because I'm sure we'll win in a melee. And they are actually, like, entering the fort now, which is bad. Very bad. I could have just locked the front door, but that would have been smart. Don't mind the baddie going this way, right? Elfie Bean and Gesterium were found dead. That's very unfortunate. This is what I get for trying to defend the front door admirably. Why must you kill my turkeys? Okay, you were a bad guy, so that's good. Don't fall in the water. Falling in the water is dumb. We've been over this. You got one job. Don't go for a swim right now. We have not turned on the swimming contraption just yet. Okay, good. You were able to get out. And then they beat the crap out of him. Well, that's good. How many baddies is left? Well, they're chasing something. This guy seems to be dying, so that's good. Go this way, please. I hope you're winning here, Shady. Keep smacking him. There you go. So, that could have gone better. Someone left a really good comment on one of my shorts earlier, which was, remember, a successful fort is an entertaining fort. So hopefully we are beginning the steps towards being an entertaining fort, thus making this a successful fort. Hostile dwarfs? Well, they were goblins. They were not dwarves. They had goblin names, so thus they were goblins. They're a goblin faction. But the fact that they're dwarves is irrelevant. Their faction allegiance is not friendly with us, so accurate observation. But no, they are not technically hostile dwarves. Those are definitely goblins. They clearly had goblin names. Which kind of goes back to that conversation we were having earlier, which is species is not and rarely equals the faction that they're a part of. What's up, Prophet 9? How's things? Make traction benches. But yeah, no, getting attacked by goblin-aligned dwarves is actually pretty common. But they didn't have dwarf names. They were raised as goblins. Raised by goblins. Pretty bloody terrible, if I'm being actually honest. But once again, alive, getting by. Okay, we'll use the last of that chalk because I forbid making chalk blocks because we're using that for steel now. But yeah, based on the fact that I have puddles everywhere in this fortress, maybe it's time that we start, you know, making some more intense defenses. Maybe. Yeah, that's kind of nutty. I did not know that they could destroy tracks like this. I don't think I've ever seen them do that before. Chat, did you know that enemy attackers could destroy tracks? I've just literally never seen that before, so it's like completely new to me. It's just kind of nuts. All right, so you... get linked up to that. Caravan has arrived from the dwarves, who we do actually need to trade with. Still haven't used minecarts? That's a you problem. It's time to use minecarts. Not going to use these arrows for anything, so we'll sell the arrows. But yeah, no, I mean, when it comes to minecarts I think are something people over, like, what's the word? Overthink? It's not like it's Factorio. Oh no, that's not good. Hopefully you're able to work on that shoulder soon. That's never fun. So that dwarf really wants to pray. Also need to make more bedrooms over there. Okay, I'm just going to go down here and start working on bedrooms. Are you still kicking? Yep. I think you're in the military. This fort's actually had very little death. Like, up until that last siege, very few characters have actually died. The majority of the dwarven death that we have had in this fort so far has just been like, oops, lava. I just think they look prettier. I actually, quite frankly, don't care which one's better. I used to always smooth the ground, but since this version removed color variants based on stone type, and because apparently people complained about that, not having uniform forts. I certainly never was one of those people who complained about that, and I'm kind of sad that that's no longer a thing. At least not currently a thing. Might return at some point. But I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Because of that, I build block floors because I think they just look better. And I have to enjoy looking at my forts, which is why I do 99% of the construction things I do is because I have to look at it. So if I don't like looking at it, I don't build it. So I build things I like looking at. That's about it. Dwarf Fortress is very rarely a game about doing a thing because it's better, at least for me. Usually it's a game about doing a thing because it looks cool, or doing a thing because it looks pretty, or doing a thing because you just like doing the thing that way. Not so much, at least for me, is it much of a game about doing things because it's optimal. This is going to be a anything temple. Once they're done with these. Oh, well, they brought me my platinum nuggets, which I can't afford. I do actually have to exit out of this. Let's go for... Do I even have any cut gems? I don't actually think I do. We'll sell the cave spider silk cloth and the pigtail cloth. Thanks for the beer, Van Ori. Yeah, I kind of wanted today to be like a big, yeah, I'm about to leave for TwitchCon extravaganza, but my brain is just so filled with personal family stuff right now that it's like kind of difficult. So I apologize for not being a more, you know, easily excited person today. Turns out I'm just not that kind of person today. Let's bring in all these. There we go. Now I can afford those platinum nuggets. Much better. Much better. Let's discuss your situation, says the outpost liaison. And, I request more platinum. Bring me platinum!
Neckote 5 dance.
Thanks for the 3rd month, Weeb Trap. Where we can all change improved for fun or aesthetic purpose. Oh yeah, no, totally. But you can be fun and aesthetically pleasing at the same time. Or you could just, you know, get thrown into a volcano. Okay, why do I have so many upset dwarves right now? Oh, it's because they're all seriously injured. That makes sense. Hey, dwarves, can we, build this hospital, please? Maybe? I'm assuming there's a lot of other things they need to be doing, like, you know, dancing. Very important. But, if we build this hospital at a reason... Okay, you know what? Fine, fuck it. No flooring for hospital. Why would the hospital need floors? That's a ridiculous statement. Instead, let's simply smooth the ground in the hospital. The burrow is not on before somebody asks. Also, that was an important stairway. Why did I delete that? I have my moments, I suppose. Well, is there anybody in that? Well, now I can't reach my animals, so good job, me. It's fine. Did they fix invisible lava carts? No. Where did I say they did? There's been no patch. How could they have fixed those? No. Horrible. Please don't ask again. How have you been, Sniper? Because there wasn't lava in them? Or they were moving fast enough that they didn't appear to... But yeah, no, if there's liquid in a minecart, the minecart's invisible. The last patch was... the last patch for Dwarf Fortress was 6 days ago and didn't change anything along those lines, although that wasn't really a patch. It was more just a bug fix update. But yeah, no, they haven't added anything, so why would that have changed? But you definitely saw something that you thought was something else. Definitely didn't see what you thought you saw. Cool. Well, nothing is getting done by these dwarves. So I need to figure out what the problem is. What I think I'm going to do is just this. I really wish that people wouldn't, like, you know, watch one of my shorts and then immediately assume that something's been fixed. Because watch the short again first. Sure. You can be my doctor. Because it makes me, like, question literally everything I post because I don't want to give people bad information, right? But turns out people's lack of awareness makes that rather difficult. Don't ask me why there's a donkey here. I'm gonna go slaughter them. Yeah, because the lava was no longer in the minecart. Still was found dead in hospital. Which I'm very sorry for. I feel like that dwarf always dies way too early to the point where I feel terrible. Your work just posted that there's 10 voluntary overtime shifts available to choose from. Usually, when they do these, it's only like 2. You think that you're about to end up in mandatory next week instead of voluntary. Oh, that sucks. 18 hours of work and all. Lost weight, terrible experience this time. Came home now, resting. Gotcha. Because I remember you saying that you were gonna be gone for like 8 months. So, glad to hear that, like, you're choosing to take care of yourself instead of, you know, roll with the job, you know? It's not. Banana, next question. Why would you care if it was? Goosebumps has always been a low-budget, like, adolescent teens horror series. Like, turns out there are still teens out there that exist that want low-budget horror series. That's it. It's that simple. That, and the most I've thought about Goosebumps in the last 10 decade plus is you talking about them. So clearly whatever they're doing is working because you're talking about it. So, to retort to what you said a second time, why do you care? Like, genuinely. Why do you care? I'm not talking about the ad, mate. Anyway, whatever. I give up. I don't care about Goosebumps. Didn't back in the day. Don't now. Don't care that it's coming back. Will not care. And let's talk about something else. Yeah, how about that? Sounds good. There we go. Let's see if I can get this dwarf back into their coffin properly this time instead of just being a body on the outside. And what I need to be checking in on is this, which is still filling slowly, which is good. Very slowly, but hey, it's filling. That's all we really need it to be doing. Problem is right now the smoke coming out of these is going to destroy my dwarves' line of sight, which is going to make shooting harder, but it's not the worst thing that could happen. Check in on the quality of the hospital right now. We do have quite a few dwarves that are seriously injured. That's what you get for complaining. Get those traction benches in there. Get that chest in there. There we go. Chat's too quiet, and I hate the last thing I see is that someone's complaining about an ad. I hate ads as much as you, but whining about them is not going to make them go away. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in. Gonna throw a well over here, which apparently I need something for. What's it telling me I need? Needs a bucket and a chain. Well, I have chains, so I guess it needs a bucket. Let's make 10 steel buckets. That's a very irrational fear. For me, it's post-apocalyptic video games that made me concerned about mannequins, and not that I'm concerned about mannequins. I'm concerned about the person who's hoarding the mannequins. Mannequins themselves are fine. It's the weirdo who's hoarding the mannequins that concerns me, usually. Mannequins in and of themselves, not really a concern. That being said, it's the person with 245 mannequins in their collection of mannequins that scare me. Those quite scare me. Yeah, I would also consider that to be a perfectly rational fear, not an irrational fear. Well, if you have an army of mannequins in your basement, I'm never coming over to your house, period. I'm sure it's a legit hobby. The biggest clash I used to have with my ex-girlfriend was the fact that she had decapitated styrofoam heads everywhere. Covered in wigs, but still. Shit's creepy. There's many legit hobbies that many people find creepy. I find owning guns creepy. Many people do it. I'm not gonna fault you for it. I just won't go anywhere near you. That's about it. You're entitled to your hobby. I will just stay very far away. You just hoard spiders. That's not weird. Is making crafts out of items most people would toss out. I repair old tape decks and go dumpster diving for them. So, you know. An infection in the left shoulder. Other works, butcher shop, tanner shop, loom. I don't really have space for any of this shit, but ashery. Whoops, I have this habit of left clicking and then immediately right clicking. So when stuff is like requires multiple menus, sometimes I click out of them too early. Making soap from Tolo. Having to recover this fort at like breakneck speed because if I don't do this, then we're just all gonna die. I'm gonna eat these extra rhinos that are in the cages because I don't need that many rhinos. I think that there is somebody who lost their training over here. Maybe it's just a semi-wild child. Sure is. I mean, I do have extra rhinos. Plenty of extra rhinos, and probably not enough space to feed the rest of them. Well, at least they're not going to die immediately. You need immobilization. Well, I guess it's time to build a magma kiln. While the dwarves party, chat. So, I've noticed something since starting to play with this current version. I think that little fix that said makes duos of dwarves better, like, dance more frequently, because there was a bug where dwarves weren't dancing as much. I wonder if that's part of the reason we weren't hearing this music. I don't know, I think Tekid's hobby of collecting wild Black Widows is weirder. But that's just my opinion. Trying to get all of these dwarves fixed. Turns out I need a lot of bone doctors. And all I have is one dabbling bone doctor. In 3 years? You mean 3 years in a fortress? Or 3 years of human time? Oh, in fort for 3 years? Okay. Have you played since that most recent patch? Because I don't know. I've seen like a dozen in this fort since I've started playing it. So I'm kind of just equating it to this. And I also saw 2 in the previous fort before I started this fort. Who cares about human years? I mean, it's relevant to the discussion because we're human, I think. Most of us, anyway. Started about a month ago? Yeah, then I don't know. I was just guessing based on my own experience. Which, you know, has been stated to not always be the most accurate at times. There's nobody in here who's a decent Marks Dwarf who isn't currently in the squad. Don't really want to just go blind assigning dwarves. So this right here is going to be a temple. To all deities. It'll have to do for right now. No, I mean, it's not that slow. It's fine. I'm the abnormal weirdo here with the, like, seemingly infinite time to get good and all that shit. Do not worry about me versus your speed. It's completely irrelevant. Wow. I don't know if this is a compliment or not, but I received this compliment from, or comment from somebody on my most recent video where they say, "Damn, Blind, even Hoodie Hair hasn't done anything half this sadistic." Wow. That's something. Speaking of something, this is also something. Dwarves, get the fuck inside. Right now. And I do mean right now. Like, get inside. Stat. We need you, Dwarfsies, to get inside. Otherwise, you may never be seen again. So get inside while you still can. And by that I mean, get inside. And by that I mean, don't worry about the goddamn, like, filling of this. Just don't worry about it. Just go inside, please. Hey, dwarves, see this? Yeah, go inside. Have you done that yet? Well, if you haven't, you should go inside. Hey, dwarves, I got an idea for you. It might be wise if you went the fuck inside. Speaking of, I'm gonna pull this lever, which will help us stay inside. I'm also going to pull the front door lever over here, which says, please lock the door. So, dwarves, if it wasn't serious yet, you now have one job. Get inside. I need to open the door immediately after locking it. Yep, okay, you've been taken by a fey mood. Hopefully you can do that all from within inside. Okay, door's open. No, zombies don't parlay. That's the thing. If they did, this would be much easier. All right. Oh! Wow, that was close. By close, I mean like really, really, really close. All right, so I'm actually going to send the squaddies up into here. Looks like we have a dwarf who's stuck over here. Well, that's unfortunate. Fortunately, we do have the ability to let you out now because, well, we did kind of banish the baddies on the other side, so we can bring dwarves over. But we're going to build a lock for the side door and see if I can trap these zombies in the side door area, and then begin, you know, pelting them with bolts. Let's see if we can kill some unintelligent undead with steel crossbow bolts. What do you think, chat? Hey, swordsman, how you been, dude? Long time no see. Long time no see, man. All right, well, let's get this sucker linked up. Looks like there's only a handful of super injured dwarves still in hospital, but they are getting tended to, so that's good. Okay, now that that door is open, I can open this door. Whoa! Dude, a giraffe. Thanks for the vast majority of the bits revenue for the day. Appreciate you. Thanks for the 10 bucks. And Van Ori, thank you very much for gifting a subscription to a good friend of the channel, Swordsman. So there is one intelligent undead, Olbok the Death Slayer. Olbok doesn't have a combat log yet. They do have quite a few children, actually. Was never a member of my faction, but was a member of the Tour of Knighting originally, which is a different dwarven faction in this world. They must have been kidnapped or resurrected after a battle or something. So now we wait for the zombies to arrive. Here they come. So at this point, we do the very important lock the soldiers in place. I'm going to make them a patrol route, which is called Defense Tower. So now on that route, I'm going to start doing laps. We may, however, need to release them at some point so that they can go get snacks. But for right now, hopefully, they can
Please,
disassemble
another one.
walking corpses effectively. Thank you very much for the $1, Elfie Bean. I appreciate you. All right, so now we get to see how efficient my duders are, if at all. By that, I mean they're standing there. Well, none of you have any bolts. Oh, this might be part of the reason. Unforbid those. All right, everybody. Update yo equipment based on what's available. And begin firing, please. Ah, there we go. Something hit you. A steel bolt strikes the elf axeman corpse in the upper body, tearing the muscle and tearing the lung. Seems like steel bolts are hitting this one too, which are lodged firmly in the wound, turning this elf into a walking pincushion. In fact, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts stuck in it. 5 bolts, probably. Maybe more. I'm not very hopeful that this is going to be super successful. I'm not going to lie. In fact, I'm quite the opposite at this exact moment. But, we are at the very least slowing them down. Turns out making zombies stuck with full of arrows and looking like pincushions just turns them into pincushions and doesn't kill them super quickly, unfortunately. Keep it up, dwarves. Turn him into a pincushion. The flying steel bolt strikes the elf axeman in the head. Well, that fractured his skull. Fortunately, they can exist quite well with fractured skulls. I think what may end up happening is, have you ever heard of this thing, chat room? It's called, it's a very technical term, live fire test. Well, what if, humor me here for a second, what if we lock them in and then just tell my squads to station there for the next 10 years? Eventually, they'll kill them, and we'll get some pretty good training in. Although I will need to let them out at some point to get food or water or, you know, other things that dwarves need. Hey, they shot something off of one of them. Look at this. They shot a leg off that one. Good shot on shooting the leg off. This is our one intelligent undead who did block a bolt with his shield. Our dwarves are... There's Terminal Wetness here, who was actually asking about his dwarf earlier. Who is currently just horrified after reliving being haunted by the dead. So you're busy thinking about being haunted by the dead. The front door is locked, and just double checking. The back door is also locked. I can actually disable this. I'll let the dwarves go do their thing in the fort. And we will, at some point, hopefully start to kill these zombies. Although I am going to permit these guys to, you know, have access to the basement. So when they need to go get food desperately, they can do that. But this is some great Marksworth training, I think. I think now's a good time to throw some more dwarves in. Maybe, you know, just teach some other dwarves the way of the bolt shoot. I love how they keep coming up here and it's like, I don't feel anything while in conflict. Competent Marksworth, you'll love to see it. Look how this is how many bolts this elf corpse has stuck in it. Let there be bolts. Yep. Now, I think what I need to do is I need to train some Mace Dwarf squads. Or maybe optimally, like, Swords Dwarf squads or something else. Spear Dwarf squads, you know? Something along those lines. Just so that we can have more efficient combat here. I mean, like, we've managed to shoot a mace out of one of their hands. But slowly they're all just filling up with arrows. Which means, hopefully, there's no thunderstorms happening because we got a bunch of lightning rods walking out the front door. But, like, realistically, it's not actually that effective. It is hysterical, though. I'll have you know, archers work just fine right now. They work exactly the way they always have. Which, some people, for some reason, to this day, will forever state, they're broken. They don't work exactly the way I imagine they work. Well, I mean... all right, so let's go down to here. Let them... We're going to build a wine cellar. Would shooting their heads off? Nope, they'd be fine without heads. No, they literally need to shoot them to pieces. So, I mean, they're getting there. I mean, my dwarves are getting training. They're also pretty safe. The Death Slayer, though, is blocking them quite effectively. This guy, he hasn't actually been hit by a bolt yet. Yeah, we literally need to shred them, which means I don't think we've actually killed a single one of them yet. I'm pretty sure we haven't killed a single one of them yet. But, you know, at the very least, they're hanging out where I need them to hang out. And doing a very... Oh, we got one! We got one. Got one. Who got him? Who do I congratulate? With the first kill of a zombie in this fort. Ah! Base case false. Well done, Dwarf. I'm actually going to give these dwarves a brief snack time if they need it. But they're all quite busy shooting bolts. Like at this pikeman who's getting filled up with arrows. See? They're flying. You could probably actually see these better in ASCII, so let's jump over to ASCII. You should see little bolts shooting out of here and here on either side. You can also see them dodging out of the way. It's quite fun to watch. This is also terrible for Dwarven moods, to the point where I feel like I should make the top of this, like up here, into a fountain. I think is what we need to do. So they're trying to haul items right now, and then running out in fear. I think it's best that I turn the burrow back on and just unassign this square from the burrow. Because I don't really want all of my dwarves constantly running up and down here and just getting spooked. One, two, three, four. I have enough space. I could totally build a FAMP again in this fort. Could do that. I also need backpacks. So let's do... Do leather backpack. Metal flask, leather water skin. That's the name of it. I got it. I made it there. Freeways. Not collecting as many bolts now. Why is that? Oh, that's interesting. I don't think they were equipping it because it wasn't in the burrow. All right, well, now they're shooting again. Turns out also putting them into a... Okay, so putting the dwarves into a patrol route does two really weird things. It scares the ever-living piss out of half of them, and then the other ones just all go into combat. Which is kind of what you want. Then why are you guys so scared? It's like they're totally fine when they are shooting bolts, but I mean maybe they act fine when they're shooting bolts. It's got to just be like newbies, I suppose. Like all these dwarves are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They go up to the edge and then they start firing. Easily scared, I assume. Like Shogun. Oh, I see why, probably, because they're still set to pick up equipment. Because they're trying to pick up equipment, I think. The battle rages, I feel no terror. Neither does this elf. This elf is also missing its guts. So we've got a gut-dragging elf wandering around with its guts spilled. Glorious. It's moving around. Missing all of its internal organs. This is some real good training, though. Like some real good training. Never seen guts that way? There's another one. Yeah, dwarves and living creatures that get their guts spilled tend to die pretty quickly, but these are all zombies. So if they get their guts, like, removed from the insides of their body, they get over it, you know, a lot quicker. By that, I mean they don't care. Steel bolt strikes the elf corpse in the upper arm, chipping the bone. If these were living, we would have won by now. This fight would be over. But, because they're zombies, it makes things a little on the tricky side. Quite a few noses. They're not they're not necessarily noses. Speaking of that, Lore is in a berserk rage and has removed the guts from Aban by removing their arm. But everybody else dives onto this dwarf, and then two dwarves die. So, you know, that's fine. Fortunately, we already have tombs available for them. So we should be able to get them buried quite quickly. That's what happens when you fail an artifact. Man, I really need to make fountains. Look at these moods. These moods are awful. I love how this immediately makes those other dwarves, like, less terrified. That's interesting. It's really weird that, like, patrols cause issues, but stationing doesn't. Okay, so you're out of stuff to fire, so are you. You? Or what, do you need an equipment upgrade again? Or are they just trying their damnedest to get to the location? Well, There is part of me that's tempted to just make a whole bunch of cage traps and just kill these zombies. But there's also part of me that just kind of wants to leave my dwarves up here, because, like, if we look at these are all bolts that are stuck in them. So, like, we will get this stuff back eventually. They really do need snacks up here, yeah. The thing is, they are set to stations, so I could also just, like, remove them from the stuff in general and let them have a break. I think I'm gonna cheat briefly because I should have done this initially. Because I'm not actually sure if the smoke here is blocking the shots or not. But let's just let all my soldiers go get snacks and party like there's no tomorrow for 90 minutes, and then go actually back to being like no tomorrow. All right. Let's send you dwarfs back up here. Bad moods? Oh yeah, bad moods, and also, you know, just being worse at shooting stuff. Okay, well, Salty Tempest is shooting. Or was. Yeah, this would be way more effective against living targets. This is probably the least effective method of killing undead targets. The only reason I'm doing it, though, is because it is... well, one of them fell into the lava. The only reason I'm doing this is because this is really effective training. Like, really effective training. Especially now that they're firing again. Look at this. Thought I just saw a second one fall in there, but nope. Yeah, this is just free... This is free carnage. Steelbolt last hit this one, fracturing their Bonobo leather shoe. Not the shoe. It's probably a new shoe. Free real estate? I mean, hopefully we'll just have, like, some legendary or, like, at the very least, talented and proficient Marks dwarves by the end of this. Because this is 7 times faster than training normally. So... 7 times more efficient than training normally. Also, I'm really worried about my lack of plant. I don't know if all of the zombies are in here, but I'm going to take a gamble and say that they're all in here. I'm going to unlock this door. Actually, hold on. Let's just check something. Ah, this is a problem that I need to fix, so let's fix this problem. I need this to be in this area. But we're pretty low on food stuff. Yeah, we do, in fact, have baby giraffes. Which honestly is probably one of my favorite features of this fortress currently. That a zombie outside the front door. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see any zombies. There's one of my dwarves who's walking in, who's very upset and faint and has almost no clothing left. All right, let's give this squad a break. Get this squad to station. I mean, bits and pieces of these zombies are slowly falling off. It's like they are still firing all of their bolts as they need to be. Oh, something fell in. Oh, that's just bituminous coal. We will eventually kill all of them. I have killed one of them, and then we'll get all the bolts back after the fighting, too. Am I still filling the pit? Oh, yeah, it's not even half full, dude. Like, it hasn't even reached the other side yet. I'm not even certain this is going to be enough. It's mostly just there to stop my dwarves from trying to climb down. This is the main reason it's there. Wow! I like a little zombie with my bolts. 2? I see the 1. Where's the other one? I mean, I know there's some bits. Oh, there's the other one. Yeah. Well, hey. I mean, that's 2 out of a siege of like 10, and it's only taken like 2 months. We're all competent now, which is good. More bolt than zombie. Like I said, it's a damn shame we don't have any, like, lightning strike capabilities. Where's some Sith Lords with their Force Lightning? Although, that's something I'm not happy about. All right, well, let's focus on this. Giving these dwarves a fountain, because I think they've earned a fountain. What do you think, chat? Do you think these dwarves have earned a fountain? Because I really think that they've earned a fountain. Where's the river in relation to this? Down here? Let's get some of these hooked up. Okay, so let's just give our soldiers a break for a little bit, I think. We're gonna just remove you from all of this. Just let them out. Just let them go do other things, and I will lock these for now. Because clearly this is not optimal for dwarven happiness. And, so I acknowledge that these are prepared moose eyes and not my dwarves' moose eyes, but I just want to say it's a little bit disturbing after your dwarves have been shooting bolts at the enemy for the last, I don't know, 2 months, and then suddenly there's eyeball on the ground. That's all I wanted to say about that subject. Now we can go back to what I was working on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be enough. 9, I think is the number I'm building here. Uh-oh. Are we not going to be able to do this? Oh, fuck. I can't even build this because they're too scared of the zombies. All right, well, how many zombies are there? We'll do this in a more controlled manner because I need the zombies regardless. I want the zombies to be useful. But clearly this ain't gonna work, so I'm just going to block this off. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna figure out what stinks. What I'm gonna do. Okay, so it's bomb wreck. Did bomb wreck not get a tomb? I thought you did. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. So what I'm going to do... Okay, so I need to have some sort of trash disposal, but I have to do this, like, safely-ish. So I'm going to make this right here into trash disposal. Can you please get rid of these things right here? Please? Just throw it into there. I don't really care, Sentient. I just need to get rid of these body parts. That's all that I care about at this exact moment in time. If you care about things more in your own forts, you can do more things in your own forts. I don't personally care all that much right now. I just would like to get this problem sorted. That's about it. So if you're willing to, you know, figure out exactly where to bury the body and how to make them bury the body, go nuts. I don't care. I just want to get rid of the parts so that they stop stinking up the place, so that we don't lose the fort to, you know, tantrums. Might be an idea. All right, so I need cage traps. So the way I'm going to do this is pretty simple. And as I always say about things, like, is there 1,000,000,001 better ways I could do this? Totally. Am I going to do it that way? No. That's not the point. I'm going to do it exactly the way I'm going to do it, and that's how I'm going to do it. And that's fine. All right, so let's make cage traps. I thought I told you to make a bunch of mechanisms, dwarves. Ah, well, you made one. I need like 40 extras. I also need cages. I can check how many... Not enough. Okay. Why am I typing in empty cages? Do you ever just, like, type in the thing that you need, but, like, also the state of the thing that you need, so it actually, like, is not even remotely close to the thing that you need? Happens to me, like, every day. Well, let's make some more carpenter shops. So you type in empty wood cages instead of wooden cages. Bah. The best part is like, there technically isn't any zombies outside right now. So we can just operate inside-outside as normal. The only real concern is our food is tanking, our drink is tanking, and our seeds are very high, and our food is very low, so we need to go outside and harvest. Not gonna lie, chat. Streaming today is very, 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 very hard. That's the only way I can put it. Okay, so let's just work on those cages. I suppose that's all I really can do. Prioritize the cages up first. Nobody worships it. That's it. Nobody worships the chinchilla god. Both Monday and Friday? It's neither of those things? What? Definitely Tuesday, mate. That's not how weeks work. No, Tuesday is the first day of work for me. It's not Monday. I've got no prejudice against Mondays. You know, in my entire career, I've never actually worked on Mondays. Fun fact, Monday was always my day off. Oh no, that's not even remotely close to the problem. No, streaming today is just a challenge. Are you capable of spelling, Benjamin? Or maybe not spelling. Typing a full word before you press enter. What? The elf's body skids along the ground out of nowhere? Huh. Not actually sure what happened there. Did you fall into the lava? Huh. Okay. I wasn't expecting anything. I just simply asked. I think it's in my title. Yes, it is in my title. So yes, I am going to TwitchCon. It's like, you mostly just made me question if I remembered to update my title today. So thanks for making me double check. Yeah, no, I'm going to TwitchCon. I will be in Las Vegas, fortunately or unfortunately. And I'm in a terrible mood because my grandmother died last night. So today is just like a weird mix of non-emotions. Please don't be. Everybody says that. And it doesn't actually matter if it's not from somebody that you know personally. So I appreciate the attempt at empathy. There's no reason for it. You are all good. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am a very broken person when it comes to like empathy from other people. So I'm just like if I wanted empathy and condolences, I would be hanging out with my family right now. I don't want that. So, well, that's not good. A rhino's reverted to a wild state. So no, I'm just in a horrible mood, and I will be in a horrible mood. 300? I mean, I only need 15. It's not like you're trying to catch all of Sparta or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 2 more. But yeah, no, I mean, 300 cage traps, especially if they're all in a single line, could clear the biggest sieges in the game pretty much, unless you're manually turning them up. Yes, but here's the issue though, Stromico Penguin. I'm looking at a Twitch chat And from my perspective, there is no humanity there. So it's just the same line of text time and time again. So on one hand, I appreciate the attempt. What I'm trying to make clear is that it's not necessary because it's not particularly helpful when it's just a constant reminder of something that happened and not actual human empathy. So while I appreciate the attempt, it's not particularly welcome from me. Does that make any sense? It's like if you're in the room with me right now, you could say that to me and I wouldn't react that way. But because it's coming through a Twitch chat where we're all just bullshitting, it doesn't hit the same way. That makes any sense? Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. Unib, I stream to, you know, an audience of over the span of a stream, a couple thousand people per day, right? I can't do public speaking. It's a very different skill set. Turns out doing this job today is very difficult. That's all. Today is very difficult. A peasant withdraws from society, and hopefully I don't make this one go insane. Down here is where I'm planning to put my alcohol storage and food storage. So hopefully I can increase the size of my food storage and move it from the entrance hallway, which is currently where it's sitting, which is not where I want that to be. So let's get this set up down here. And we're about to, well, I mean, chat is real. It's like, I'm not discounting, like, the realness of chat. But when it comes to the way humans communicate, it's very hard to equate the way you talk with Twitch chat as a streamer to actually speaking with people. It's a very, 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 very different mental process. If you've ever streamed, you'll probably understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's get some more beds set up. Let's get outside and slaughter some things. By slaughter some things, I mean uproot some plants, actually. I'm going to go here. I'm going to slaughter all of these caged rhinos. Slaughter the caged armadillo. There's a bunch of blood there. Because I have an enraged giraffe in the fort. That's very dwarfy. Beat the ever-living shit out of it. Wonder what's gonna end up happening to this mangled, mutilated corpse. Sorry, Suited. Chat room. Streamer's gonna go grab himself a snack because I'm quite hungry. And this fort is a lot right now, and if I don't go get myself this snack, I'm just gonna sit here. So I'm gonna go get myself a sandwich. I will be back probably. You know, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna get myself a honey sandwich because I need candy today. And this is the closest thing I can do. So I will be back in, like, I don't know, 2 minutes with a honey sandwich. It's time for you to leave for work. You should leave for work, MA64. Thank you very much for hanging out today, for supporting the stream. Sorry for my... I'm trying really hard to put on a good stream today without just being, like, either extremely whiny or extremely emotional. And I'm like... I am around 60% of the way there, so hopefully a honey sandwich will perk me up. Back in 90 seconds.
he bites off the shell to get at the nut.
Let's take a lovely fruit, the tomato. Remove everything that's good from it, the seeds, the vitamins, the nutrients, everything that's good about it, and just jam it full of shit garbage shit sugar and put it in a shit bottle that sounds like shit when you put it on your shit. It's shit! Stop eating ketchup!
Cheese for everyone!
All right, streamer returns.
Well, that sucks, Stromako.
Are you calling the bot a princess? There's something really funny about that to me.
Well, back in the day, the bot was really consistently referred to as thieving whore. So, you know. Also, thanks Anonymous for the gift, by the way. Oh, I see. I'm scrolling up to see who's talking about what. Well, hopefully COVID it didn't hit you too hard. I'm still one of the lucky ones that hasn't had COVID yet, somehow.
It's literally just honey, bread, and butter. It's pretty simple.
I mean, the thing, I always just say it's like, you know, the thing that I, like, not that I'm aware of. I mean, maybe I got it, but if I did, it was never something that I was aware of getting. All right. We need to focus on fixing the general moods of these dwarves is what we need to focus on. So, this up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And just for simple sake, when it comes to what I'm going through, I lost a second grandparent this year. Earlier this year, I lost my grandmother. The last night, I lost my Oma, my German grandma. My dad's mom, and then my mom's mom. I think it's kind of gross, Nutella. I loved Nutella when I was a child, but as an adult, I think it's just kind of gross. But you live your life. It's not as bad as marshmallow fluff. Cut gems. Do I have cut gems currently? So. Considering this fort was like all the way on the happy side until all this fighting started. Life is sad. Camel.
Madness.
I mean, it does every time I eat it. Merlin buff. Just like bananas. The other day, a metalhead passed you in the street and actually turned around and told you to stop right there. And then he said, "Nice shirt." You're wearing Goblin from Air. That's funny. That actually does cheer me up a little bit. I generally just shout whatever band name shirt they have on and then do this. Which usually just confuses people. Unless it's like an even remotely popular band, in which case I do nothing. Because I just assume that they bought the shirt at like Hot Topic or something. Hot Topic is not very metal, turns out. But Hobo, speaking of people I get to see this week. So many plants, holy shit. Look at all of these plants. There we go. I'm assuming that's all you needed was gems because you've begun your mysterious construction now. Even a quarry bush in there. So much blood amaranth. Okay. Yeah, we haven't hung out at a TwitchCon since 2019. Been a while. Although, less than a year ago, we were hanging out in Vegas, which I think is very funny. Because, like, I hung out with Hobo in Las Vegas last year right before Dwarf Fortress came out. And, because Hobo was in Vegas for unrelated things. And, we were bored watching the Formula One, Japan Grand Prix. And I can't even remember how the idea came up. But anyway, I bought a flight to Vegas. And I remember talking, it's like, we should do this again sometime. And then, like, literally 3 months later, well, guess we're going to Vegas again. It worked out pretty well. Yeah, we got about as much done as I normally do at a convention. Unib, the peasant, has created Noleth Okin, a siltstone crown, and offers it to the ageless creation. Holy shit. Phineas, are you okay? Christ, man. The 20-pack of gift subs. Check. Can I get it? Can I see like 40 beers or something? This is a siltstone crown. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with square cut white jades and encircled with bands of rectangular siltstone cabochons and oval mudstone cabochons. It menaces with spikes of rhinoceros leather. On the item is an image of dwarves in mudstone. The dwarves are traveling. The artwork relates to the foundation of Firebolt by the ageless creation of the uncommon mansion of the early spring of 351. And I'm going to give this crown to my Baron, Dodek, who also, I'm going to play favorites. Dr. Phineas. He cleaves an austere lifestyle, disdaining even minor immodesties in appearance. He lacks confidence in his abilities and is not driven, and rarely feels the need to pursue an even modest success. He does not easily hate or develop negative feelings, and he takes offer to help and gifts without feeling particularly grateful. Tends to consider what others think of him, and tends to consider ideas and abstractions over practical applications. And he is often nervous and doesn't seek out excitement. Rarely happy or enthusiastic. Is conflicted by this. He values parties and merrymaking in the abstract. He tends to hold on to grievances and could be considered rude. He can handle stress, and he needs alcohol to get through the working day. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and personally values peace over war, and values nature, and probably are demanding I make you more chains. Got it. Chains excite you. I appreciate the alcoholic beverage. Sentient potato. Chains. Steel. Chain. All right, let's keep working on the trapping. Because holy shit, dude. That is a lot of gift subs, so thank you so much. All right, that should be enough. What do you think? Get those set up. That should be plenty. We just need these to have traps in them. So once they have the brown outline, they're loaded. It's 3 getting loaded. 4 getting loaded. 5 getting loaded. All right. It's time to do this. And also this. And hope that this works. I see. You complete the job regardless. How nice of you, Dwarf. All right. So we can trap these and use them for target practice later. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Somebody just dropped the cage. 10, 11. I beg ye, Pordon? Okay, where are you going? Stop it. I clearly failed to load one of these, but it's fine. They're just seeing zombies and going, bah! All right, how many more of the zombinuses do we have to deal with? I think that's all of them. Seems to be all of them. All right, well, let's turn this off and send the squaddies in here just to go check. You know, because that's pretty important. I just got welcomed to my chat. Yes, those are zombies. Defiler. Hi, Casual Elephant. How are you? I would like you to know, chat room, that I feel very welcomed. Okay, there's clearly still zombies because they're running away in fear of something. And they're in combat with something. Where is it? I don't see it. I'm sure I should be able to chat. Where is this zombie? There's apparently a zombie in here, but I don't see it. They're apparently being attacked by the dead, but like... All right, well, it must have just been in the middle of here because there's a mutilated corpse there now. Anyway, the siege is over, so that's good. Maybe they killed it? Oh, Salty Tempest was found... what? I have a lot of questions. What even happened? What happened to Salty? Oh. So the elf swordsman slashed the Marksdwarf in the head with her copper two-handed sword and clove the head asunder. But, like... how do they do that from in a cage? Well, not being in a cage when they were all in cages. I'm pretty confused, actually, if I'm being honest. But, issues sorted, so I guess that's good. Actually, what may have happened is they may have been trying to refill cages. Anyway, it's time to focus on happyifying these dwarves. I think we have enough dwarves right now. Let's work on unfucking the current population, because currently the population is nuts. And by nuts, I mean not happy in the slightest. So the population cap is now going to be 115. And the strict population cap can be, let's just say, 150. I'll leave babies at where they're at, because that's fine. All right, and then this, a migrant has arrived. Well, that's lovely. Wait, they can attack from within cages? Not unless you're releasing them from the cage, right? Unless I'm learning something right now, in which case please teach me, because I've never heard of this. Nor have I ever seen it. So how in the world do they attack from within cages? Because I've never once had a dwarf attacked from within a cage by something that was in a cage. Until now, apparently. If that's even a thing. We'll see you when we see you. Space Potato, take care of yourself. Don't miss me too much while I'm gone. We'll do that. Well, you can't put two creatures in one cage trap unless they're already on the same side. Yeah, that's always been my knowledge, which is why I'm asking Sentient Potato to elaborate on that because they are the one who said that's a thing, unless that's not what they're intending to say. So if that's not what you're trying to say, then okay. Well, you got me. I'm confused. So let's do that. How much power are you generating? 300? Well, we'll have to figure out how much power this thing uses. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that in response to a dwarf getting killed by a goblin that was in a cage, because I was really confused. All right, well, thank you for the clarification then. But yes, no, dwarves can in fact get their heads cloven asunder. All right, well, the death's gotten kind of bad today. I need to make more coffins. We'll get more of those done. Got lots of bits and pieces of creature that need to die. So let's just try and get these giraffe teeth thrown into here. Yeah, I don't know. You just really perplexed me, so I just was confused. All right, so steel maces have been made. This is off currently. Beds can get placed over here. Let's do some more bedrooms, because we definitely need more bedrooms. Giraffe teeth. They're probably pretty big. Like, I would imagine, like, for a dwarf, because giraffes have pretty big teeth, it's probably, like, the size of a softball. Just imagining, like, the size of, like, a giraffe molar in comparison to a dwarf. That'd be a pretty drastic size difference. I'll bet you could palm it. There's really no reason to make a guide, because that's literally everything you need to do. You retire it, and you re-embark it. Like, there are some things in video games that are worth making instruction guides for, and some that it's not. Like, you just retire a fortress and then reclaim it. You just click the reclaim button. Also, chat room, I know that we just launched new merch, so this isn't coming anytime soon, but this is something that's in the works for a new mug design. Will it get wiped out? No. It's very I mean, it's possible. Do you have to worry about it? I mean, are you actively at mass war with every single faction in the game? If yes, then yeah, maybe. But can I tutorialize that? No, because there's no way of preventing it if it happens. There's nothing to tutorialize there. You're leaving your fortress to the world. So if you're worried about it, back up your saves. Or alternatively, then go attack it. And get your stuff back. Like a true dwarf. It just separates the jurists from the, I don't know, the techids. Do I have to worry about it? Or do I just go get it back? Jurist worries. Techids goes and gets it back. Well, we're doing okay for population right now. And beds. That's good. Most of the dwarves have beds. Stuff's getting put into barrels, which is also good. Let's make 2 kitchens. And let's make 2 stills. Make 350 lavish meals, but I'm going to say, please cook all of these seeds, or most of them anyway. Not plump helmet spawn. Not pigtail, but pendant. Yeah, pendant amaranth. Blood amaranth, no, because I am planting those. Alfalfa, yes. Please don't cook any of my drinks. That's a problem that I tend to run into, where they'll just cook all of my drinks for me. And I'll just be like, well, got no drinks left. Awesome. So you just send your save file to Tekken and he fixes it for you? I don't think Tekken can afford to quit his job to do that, but because of the amount of demand there surely would be for such things. But I don't know, you'd have to ask him. I know that Scooty Loo was doing a thing where he was rescuing people's forts. I've thought about doing that. Just a series where it's like, all right, guys, tune into my stream today and I'll fix your fort for you, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I can tell you that would just be a lot of work. Ooh. Dwarf. Okay, chat. What do you think of this as a meal for ingredients? Boar fat. Okay, so bacon fat. White yam plant. And prepared rhinoceros lung. And white yam plant. I gotta say, that actually sounds decent as far as Dwarf Fortress goes. It's like, yeah, okay, lung, not the first organ that I would go after if I could choose something to eat. But, like, I'm sure, like, stewed or boiled or seared, fried, it'd come out okay. And yams are great. Yeah, actually true. Just put all that in a pot and start stirring. Like, hey, that'd work. You just need, like, some veggies or something. Throw some broccoli in there. Could do okay. Are you trying to go out of business? Shut up, you fucking donkey, or whatever. That line. Hold on. What's that line?
You fucking donkey!
Yeah, that line. It's interesting. Have you had rhino lung, though? Because we're specifically discussing rhino lung. I have a feeling it's just a really weird texture. But what do I actually know?
Let's take a lovely fruit, the tomato. Remove everything that's good from it, the seeds, the vitamins, the nutrients, everything that's good about it, and just jam it full of shit garbage shit sugar and put it in a shit bottle that sounds like shit when you put it on your shit. It's shit! Stop eating ketchup!
I don't know exactly what that has to do with lung, but okay. So it plays lovely music, and skeletons don't have them. Got it. Lots of yam plants. All right, well, we'll let them do that. And I'm going to continue unforbidding all these bolts. These are all baddie bodies. Baddie bodies, that's a sentence. Okay, well, this is going to be a process. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of, like, I know we're stuck in an ad, but I'm literally just getting rid of all this furniture. We are transferring everything from the hospital into the new hospital, which is that building that I constructed down there. Okay, let's kind of go along the top here. Oh, wow. It's a blood amaranth bag. I guess it was a gypsum bag. I'm going to wait until the... Got all the soap and traction benches. I'm not sure if they actually made any soap. I did queue some up. We had all this stuff to make soap, but... I can cancel that because I do have plenty of traction benches now. Yeah, we made a bar of soap. So not much. I'm not sure what they actually need to make more. Ah, they just don't have enough tallow, and I'm sure they're cooking all of the tallow right now. All right. But this is going to be the hospital now. Sure, I can pretty up in the future as need. Armored Homes. Good name. Yep, we have one single unit of soap. On the bright side, we do have a well right next to it, so that part's good. Good timing, game. Good timing. Always good on the timing. Best timing. Excellent design. I don't know, it was done in a mad fit of ah, but if you think it's excellent, I'll take that as a compliment. They had chicken heart. I've seen chicken heart in like grocery stores and I've never bought it. I'm okay. So have you guys seen the new Elgato product? Elgato's trying to make Twitch streamers all professional and whatnot, and yes, I'm aware that there's zombies there, but that's fine. Elgato's literally like, hey, look what we made. So to all those streamers who like love like doing ad placements, congratulations, they're now officially just reading on a script. Real streamers like myself just put a notepad file on their like monitor. Anyway, the dead walk, hide while you still can. Dorfices. Time to hide your orifices. Let's begin the locking. Intruders, drive them away. Oh, an ambush. Curse all friends of nature. Well, this is strange. Uh-oh. So, Fractal Bellum. I have bad news for yous and for Adil here. On the bright side, you are acting as very effective, you know, that. No. I think these are zombie elves, actually. I'm not entirely sure. They were ripped apart by the zombies. They never saw them coming. I do love this zombie dwarf, though. They're also, they zombified a turkey gobbler head. They couldn't have zombified the actual turkey. Just the head. Okay. Okay, so what are we actually up against? I'm not sure where that ambush came from or what it was. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them? Plus 7 of them? The zombies have a... the zombies have finally unlocked the full powers of the goblins. You know what, actually, let's pause this one. Let's see, how many... Okay, okay, we should be good. Sam Texagon, you may want to run. Whatever is the meaning of this? That is a good question. Also, didn't your daughter literally said I will die within an X amount of time or whatever? I was literally like, well, I guess I'm dead then. G. Gonstein also was found dead. Turns out running a fort next to Necromancer Towers is a challenge. It may be time for us to begin digging. Also, my chief medical dwarf is stuck outside. This is fine. Guys, use the back door in, okay? I recommend you use the back door to get in. I'm also going to tell my squaddies to go shoot bolts at the baddies from up here. As ineffective as I assume that they will be. There they go. Go get some practice while you can. Well, they definitely shot... Nope, they did not. Well, I got a child behind them. Uh-oh. Kiddo, you may want to run. I'm with you. Well, they're killing somebody. That was Q and Green Tea. Right, because Q and Green Tea decided to go get out. Well... One of my crossbow dwarves got brave, I suppose. Very unwise. But was able to kill one of the corpses on the way in from the looks of things, as there's now a... Lyagushka was also found dead. Older lady habit. I do that, and I'm not older, nor am I a lady, so I think that's just a habit. I'm not going to let you gatekeep naps like this. It's just thralls. It's just zombies. Still not sure why there's still so many dwarves outside, but... I could just try and fight them, but I feel like that would be a horrible idea. So what I think I'm going to do, actually, is I'm just going to open the front door. Come on in, dwarves. If you can. Because there are cages here. Unless the zombie is smart and takes the door. Which, he's smart, but not that smart. Get inside, you doofuses. That's one. It's Link Man. And Lolar, the child, who is playing make-believe. Okay, fortunately was spooked out of playing make-believe and now is running inside. I can slam these. It appears the siege is over. And a human caravan has just arrived. Are there still intruders on the map? Or are they all caged? There is a undead turkey head. Oh no, we're screwed. All right, so we are going to remove this and kick the turkey head until it stops moving. Go kick it. Get him. Get him, dwarfs. You can do it. This is a foe you can defeat. It's walking slowly in our direction. It may waste a cage. There you go. You got him, Telenartho. Who has killed 5 humans in a previous location and now has killed a zombie turkey gobbler. So good job there, dwarf. All right. Well, that was bad for everybody. We lost so many dwarves. I feel kind of bad, but there isn't too much I can do about it, unfortunately. Life goes on. I do not like that they keep breaking my minecart route, though. That's really annoying. I wish they'd stop it. Like, man, life would be so much better if they would just stop breaking my minecarts. So what did I do now? What did I do? A zombie showed up. I didn't do anything. Well, actually, what I did was I decided to make a fort that is primarily defended by Mark's dwarves, which means we're really bad at, like, fighting zombies. Which also means I decided to settle next to a bunch of towers, which also means the primary foe is zombies. So it means what I should actually be doing isn't what I'm currently doing. And what I should be doing is making some melee squads that could actually kill the zombies. Zombinis are a very different thing than zombies. Zombies are not tiny little puffballs made of whatever. Greetings from the woodlands. We have much to discuss. We elves are partial to the particular trees in the fortresses surrounding your lands. Although we loathe to spare a single branch to your senseless slaughter, we are willing to ask that you cap your tree fells at 25 until we next meet. I will try and return your favor. Try and return next year as I am able. They can part with 25 trees. That's plenty. Sweet. May need some beds, but that's about it. Also, there's some very big trees on the surface, so if we need any, we'll just go for those. All right. Let's see what they brought to trade this time. We'll just keep selling them cloth. Methinks. And that can just go away. Don't run too fast and hit the wall. We'll see you when we see you, Jethan. I won't be going super late today because I have a package I need to pick up, and the place that has the package closes at 6. So I'm either going to take a long break at some point, or I'm going to end early. I'm currently leaning on ending early-ish purely because I have to prep content for the week because I haven't been doing that. Because I've been busy with family stuff. We'll buy the meat, the fish, and the plants. Maybe not all the plants. How about the leaves and fruit? Sure, that'll do. Okay, there's a cow in my fort. We should eat that. Because turns out cows are very eatable, so we should eat the cow. What? Okay, wait, never mind. I found it. I was going to say, I don't think I actually have a cow. No, I have a bull. This guy.
This is madness. Madness.
See you Thursday. We'll see you Thursday, hobo. Zatan, the traitor, withdraws from society.
Yeet.
You know what, chat room? This dwarf here is going to be the first name I see in user chat. Napalm Slideburns relies on the advice of others during decision making, is a perfectionist and rarely feels discouraged, is quite ambitious, and he isn't given to flights of fancy, and he tends to be swayed by the emotions of others, and he tends to be passive in discussions. He can handle stress and generally is quite confident in his abilities when undertaking specific ventures. Generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity and is not particularly interested in what others think of him. Needs alcohol to get through the working day and doesn't really care about anything anymore. We'll see you later, Napalm. Hopefully you don't die when the time stream ends. Let's see, what else do we have? We'll name some other dwarves too. Periodically like that. All right, so you've got 3. You need bars of metal, stack of cloth. Oh, I did just sell a lot of cloth. Forest. We got forest. Cut gems. Let's just process some plants. And also, double check, do I not have a processed plants job? I do. All right, well, let's make that more then. Okay, so you right here, you're generating 300 power. This up here takes 109. Would actually be enough. Well, I don't have 8 logs, so it's time to find the biggest tree on the surface. I require big tree. No big tree. Damn it. I just need a big tree. Can only chop down 25 or the elves will attack me. So thus, I need big tree. Well, there is no big tree. So, 1, 2, 3. Cut it down with a herring. Well, I mean, in a previous fort, or in a previous world, you would have been able to, you know... Wait, what? Why is there food in this stockpile? Let's say there's supposed to be no food in this stockpile. There's food in this stockpile. In a previous world, you would just, you know, use ballista to take out the trees, but those count now and upset elves now. So, actually, you know what? Let's go down to here and instead chop down these because these are pretty big mushrooms. How many dwarves were lost? A dozen or two? I don't know. Steel spear. That wasn't a number I was paying very close attention to, but in the last fight, more than I like to lose. How's that? More than I'd like to lose. I'm going to make a metal armor melee squad now. I need somebody who's competent. You know, honestly, a competent axe dwarf will throw you into the position of power, and instead of making spears, let's make axes. Halberd for style points. Can't say I've ever had a squad of Halberds ever. Like, just ever. I'm pretty sure I've never actually had, like, a Halberd fort. Like pigtail fabric. So if you want cloth, it's guaranteed to be pigtail. Okay, so we do have some pigtail cloth. It's all just in this right now. So I guess we just need to make pigtail cloth. Unless you're hauling it. Ah, so they're putting it all into the hospital first. I mean, I guess that's a logical use for it. Let's do traction benches. 1, 2, 3. And there's our hospital. And then this is going to be a barracks. And there we go. This is going to be our new little barracks. I also should probably move these, but I think we should also set up a sprinkler system right here. Dwarf has grown to become a child. And also in that Crafts Dwarf's Hall. Right here. They should just be making bone bolts. Not doing, but that's okay. Also get them to make bone crafts, but... And wait, no, I just set that as a meeting area, not a barracks. Wrong button. Metal armor. Let's hope they get decent quality stuff. A fun fort shape? I can never tell if that's a joke. It's like, where did I make it look like a penis is usually where my brain goes when people start talking about the shape of my fort. It's like, or how did I accidentally make it look like a smiling upside down dinosaur? Or where's the cat face? It's like, what did I do? I'm sure that's not your intended, like, thought for what I would think when you say that, but what did I make it look like this time? It's like an open-mouthed squid creature. Initially, it was a cat face, so I think that I've downgraded it, to be honest with you. Shaped like a sea monster, clearly. Obviously. How could I possibly miss that? Chad, has anybody here actually seen a sea monster in Dwarf Fortress? Because I certainly haven't. There you go, you just need boots. Ah, decided to sleep. Also, I made this dwarf into the captain of the guard while I was at it on mistake, which is, you know, actually kind of fitting, now that I think about it. Making the captain of the guard both a squad leader and also... like local defense dwarf, like that makes sense to me. I'm a swords dwarf. What do you think, chat? Do you guys think it makes sense to have like the local defense force also run by the captain of the guard? Means I guess I should make prisons, huh? Not seeing any of the fun ocean critters. It's almost to the point where like it kind of feels like there's a bug involved there. Semtexagon, you're getting militaried because you have some spear dwarf skills. Oopsies. It's okay. There's just a slight chance you'll die to zombies. It's a pretty safe career path, though. It's no more dangerous than run outside and grab these logs. Except this time you actually have some skills in fighting, which I'm sure is, like, somewhat useful. Melee squad leader is police captain. Captain of the guard does not equal police, okay? Dwarves don't have police. They just have captain of the guard. It's a completely different thing. Sheesh. Speaking of police... This is where I'm going to put my prisons. I hope you guys approve of my prison setup. They get lovely creek view. All I'm saying is that the captain of the guard is not a cop if you don't have cops. Okay? And if you don't share, then you get ifed, right? Also, I love the fact that we did manage to make At least some soap at this point. And it's all chimpanzee soap. Chimpanzee soap. Monkey soap. Make you smell like monkey. Everybody's bestest gerb. So this is going to be Captain the Guard's office up here. And I think we'll make Captain the Guard's bedroom up here. Dining hall down here. And of course, you know what? Actually, yeah, let's just keep all the offices in one area. So the Captain of the Guard's office can go down here. And this area that I started cutting out, well, we can just forget about that. That's fine. Skunk scope. Okay, no, I think you win. Skunk fat soap wins. That takes the cake. That's better than my chimp soap. Monkey soap is pretty good, though. So these will be my dungeons. I should put a tavern in the middle of this prison area. Fortunately, we haven't had any tantrums yet. I think that all of these prison cells deserve a bed, though. Which, you know, will be great if we ever imprison a vampire. And then it's a vampire feeding station. Have you ever done that, chat? Imprisoned a vampire and then thought it would be a good idea to put a bed in the cell with them? Gotta admit, I've definitely done that. And it was, well, I noticed 4 dead dwarves before I realized what was actually happening. Turns out I didn't have enough beds in that fort, so they would just take whatever they'd get. It was a bad time. Truly. Alright, so let's go. So we're stuck in an ad currently, but, do this. You can have a happy vampire. Soylent Sleep. The new sleep aid from Soylent. Lie down here. Smile. I think I've stopped making blocks. Yeah, I think I have. That's one way to deal with the population. Weird. Where'd all my dwarves go? Oh, I have a vampire. He's very upset after sitting in front of all these bodies for so long. I am looking forward to the vacation, though. The trip away for a bit. I think it'll be good for me. I know I kind of get into ruts with streaming, which traditionally and in the past, TwitchCon has always done a really good job of breaking me out of. So I am looking forward to TwitchCon. It's going to be nice to get away for a little bit. How is this dwarf doing? Needs yarn cloth, right. Okay. Game is lying to me. And I don't have anything I can shear. The reason the game is lying to me is it's telling me that the dwarf likes pigtail cloth. I have no shearable animals. So I named Napalm Sideburns, and Napalm Sideburns is gonna die. Unless I can, you know, fix this. Which currently, I'm doubtful that I can. I'm gonna keep cutting gems. Well, you're gonna have to watch other channels during that time, Baka. Thanks for the $10, Suited. Alright. It's okay. Can cry all you want. So this up here. Be fine. So we get to find out if that dwarf's going to complete their artifact based on when the next friendly dwarf caravan shows up. Almost entirely. I will do my best, Baka. Sorry, my sense of humor is kind of null at the exact moment. Although, do I even have a devilish potato in the fort right now? I don't think so. Let's fix this. Don't mind your ability to stand lost, grasp somewhat impaired motor nerve damage. A devilish potato becomes completely helpless in stressful situations, lives at a high energy kinetic pace, and tends to hang on to grievances, has an active sense of humor, and has a calm demeanor. She is trusting and often feels lustful and is not particularly interested in what others think of her. Needs alcohol to get through the working day and doesn't really care about anything anymore. Followed up by somebody else from chat. Let's go with a person who I'm going to also check if they have a dwarf already. Let's go with Lucy Rambles. Because the Soylent Dwarf comment was funny. A pog potato? You know, I wonder if they ever put potatoes on pogs. True story. Genuine question. She would never pass up a chance for a good fist fight and tends to avoid crowds and doesn't handle stress well. Finds helping others to be emotionally rewarding and likes to keep things practical without delving deeply into the abstract. Generally finds herself to be quite hopeful about the future and occasionally overindulges and has a greedy streak and needs alcohol to get through the working day and she becomes very focused during conversations when she's angry and there's fighting happening. Between a black mamba, a giraffe, and a rhinoceros. That sounds like a bad knock-knock joke. She is very focused during conversations when she's angry, and she needs alcohol to get through the working day, and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and personally respects power and doesn't really see the point in work thing hard. And no problem, Lucy Rambles. All right, we can also unforbid all this ammo. These squatties for the equip. And they are, you know, just able to select whatever weapons they want. And, you know, a lot of them appear to be doing quite well. And also our glorious, eccentric, wondrous captain of the guard. I don't think you have a dwarf yet. Giraffe, do you have a dwarf? I'm too lazy to go through the list. Matt Damon. Shrimp scampi. Well, that is delicious. I'm not going to lie. You did? Well, also because this name's too funny and you did say me. Shrimp scampi. Just because that's just funny. And Solon the Swords Dwarf here, you can be... you made the coffer in the tavern. Let's see. Did you die? I think you... Yes, you do, in fact, have a dwarf. You're kind of pissed, in fact. You're also the mayor. How could I have forgotten that? Why are you so pissed? Did you, like, see your mother die in front of you or something? What is wrong with you? You're afraid after experiencing trauma and shaken after suffering a major injury. Well, clearly you got over that major injury. So would you buck up, Dwarfy? Please. Be happier. Also, this dwarf is like 90% braided hair. That's kind of impressive. Uh-oh. That's interesting. The Forgotten Beast, Bulifo, has come. I can hardly Bulifo. A towering quadruped composed of ice. Cold-hearted, this one. It has a knobby shell and it squirms and fidgets. Beware its poisonous vapors. So where is it? Also, I just realized there's a bunch of sulfurite over there. Chat, someone want to remind me which one sulfurite is? Maybe this is why people keep asking me to make a tutorial, like, explaining the different, like, metals and ores. It's like as if I have them memorized. I'm just going to tell the squads to go station here. 'Cause I'm not certain. It's a quadruped composed of ice, so it's a four-legged critter composed of ice. And it's frail, apparently. And the metal is SPHALERITE. Zinc? Those make light pins. Napalm sideburns went stark raving mad. I'm sorry, dude. I love it when I name somebody a dwarf and I'm like, yeah, I'm giving you a dwarf so that you can, you know, be dwarfy and stuff, and then immediately kill them. It's just like, wow. Didn't even make it through the stream. I'm such a good dwarven overseer. So I'm going to begin setting up patrol routes for my dwarfs. And by that, I mean we're going to make battlements around the edges of the caverns. So I can tell my squaddies to go shoot! So, chat, I was in a awful mood the other day for pretty obvious reasons, right? And so you know what I did to cheer myself up? And you know what? It worked. And I recommend this not as like a form of actual therapy to people, but like if you really need to cheer yourself up, I recommend doing what I did, which is watching Demolition Man. If you need to cheer yourself up, watch Demolition Man. It'll cheer you up. It's pretty hard to stay in a bad mood after watching Demolition Man. Just gotta say. It's pretty hard to lose your good mood. All right, now where's Shrimp Scampi? Because we do, in fact, need to deep fry Shrimp Scampi. And also I need to read Shrimp Scampi's, like, description. So we'll do that. All right, so Shrimp Scampi is rarely jealous and tends to think before acting and likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. She can easily fall in love or develop positive feelings, and she could be considered rude, and she's quite ambitious. She tends to not be swayed by emotional appeals, and she has an active imagination and is quick to anger and stretches her head when she's nervous. What do you stretch your head? She dreams of mastering a skill and personally sees competition as wasteful and silly and finds those that deny their impulses somewhat stiff and doesn't really value merrymaking. A good drill sergeant. Her current favorite memory is eating lunch in a fancy room. You went to a nice restaurant once. I mean, he never did figure out how the 3 shells work. Allegedly, maybe after the, like, movie ends, maybe he figures out how the 3 shells works. But yes, I would recommend watching Demolition Man if you need to not be upset or as upset, because that movie is so fucking stupid. It is very hard to maintain, like, a composure of, like, any form of bad negative mood whilst watching Demolition Man. He does say it turned me into a cannoli. That is, in fact, a line from that movie. All right, let's get this space done. This is going to be the shittiest series of offices of all time, but... I love that there's just a child playing on the mayor's desk who isn't even related to the mayor. That's just... is a passing acquaintance with the mayor. That's a very Dwarf Fortress thing. Also, yeah, now I want a shrimp scampi. It's weird how that works. Not very often I want that kind of fried food, but every now and again it's like, eh. I'm seeing it repeatedly in front of my eyes. Kids pretending to pass mandates. True, actually, especially considering we're just setting up, like, you know, Captain of the Guard's office and whatnot. All right, so this is office. That's not an office. This is an office. Obviously assigned to the Captain of the Guard. This is a really shitty dining hall, which doesn't have a table in it yet. So it can't be assigned as a dining hall. We're still making pig iron and steel. That is kind of incredible, actually. Yeah, I'm thinking that we need to go for some zinc because it is a good color. Maybe the mayor hides some magazines under his desk. Some sketchy drawings of dwarves showing beard. Yeah, mostly just a pile of giraffe teeth. Speaking of things that couldn't possibly go wrong, a vile force of darkness has arrived, and they are seeking a parley. So it's a goblin siege that seems to be 50-50 goblins and dwarves, and they brought whips! How kind of them! Awesome! Thank you so much for the generous donation to them. Those guys, lock the door. Dwarves, lock the door. Okay, so now that the door has been locked, what's going on down here? Got something smelling up the place. Oh no, my black mamba died. Must have died of, like, bludgeoning from something. That's unfortunate. Rest in peace to my black mamba, and also to this giraffe I'm about to beat the ever-living shit out of because it's decided to no longer be on my side, so... Delicious, delicious giraffe. I feel like that would actually be a prison sentence with our mayor, but... Alright, well... Let's get the dwarves inside, shall we? Let's give the dwarves a little bit of time. Actually, let's just leave this off until this gets built. Are blacksmiths the dwarf version of firefighter calendars? My assumption is it would be like the military dwarves, but like, what do I know? Nothing, quite literally. Let's deny this parlay. And let's see how effective these dwarves are going to be against a force so vile. Because I think they'll do all right. Because what are they wielding? I mean, this guy's got a pike on, but they've all got copper armor. Iron shields. Okay, those are decent. But a lot of copper gear. This dwarf's got 31 silver arrows. Let's just make sure that these guys all have bolts. Okay, so a lot of them don't actually have quivers. By updating equipment, although I'm a little worried they might just run out and die, but hopefully not. Okay, I haven't seen any running out. That's good. All right, so now we wait. I really need to make this an actual front entrance. It's going to connect to over here, but turns out we're just getting attacked a lot right now. So I have a feeling they're going to come down over here and then up through this way. But yeah, I guess if your only qualifier is soot-filled beard, then yeah, I would guess so. Although, I will take you this and say, aren't firemen Dwarf Fortress's version of firemen? Because there are literal men made of fire in Dwarf Fort. If you're looking for the hot stuff, I'm sure they can provide. It may also burn you a little bit. All right, so I'm going to move these two squads down here. Wow, you gotta move. Dwarves? Wanna shoot? So they need to be all the way up against the wall in order to shoot. So my theory about this maybe is it just forces them to walk up against the wall. That's a creature made of crystal opal. Fuck me, I hope it can't fly. But it is a great quadruped, so hopefully that doesn't get into the basement. Uh-oh. Here, you got the zoomies. Let's just station them up here. So yeah, because so I was really curious to see something, and I guess my experiment is still confirmed. So in older versions, we used to always do this. We would build walls right next to the battlements and then tell them to stand behind the walls because it is kind of looking like, in order to make crossbow dwarves actually fire, they need to be up against the fortifications. Are you shooting? Okay, so you did shoot one. But then they seem to just kind of stop. And then they cease figuring out how to dwarf for a little bit. And then you tell them to run away, and then they re-dwarf, and then you tell them to go station, and then they start shooting once they're up against the edge, but then they stop again? Yeah, this is definitely still me just kind of trying to figure out how to make Mark's dwarves work in the current version. Because they all have bolts. Bolts aren't the issue. Yeah, all right. So we're going to have to rebuild this tower, I think is what we need to do. Which means, I guess the better thing to do currently is to just simply station them back here. And hope for the best. Because I don't exactly have the greatest squads, and they're all going to, you know, get lunch or something. Anyway, one of my dwarves, I think... Oh, nope, that wasn't my dwarf. An enemy dwarf immediately got obliterated, but this guy's in a martial trance because he is a dwarf, and that is bad for us. Also, squaddies, I need you guys to, like, be on this side, not over here. All right, well, we just lost Ast, one of my brand new wrestlers. My crossbow dwarves are firing bolts, just maybe not frequently enough. And Solon, the axe dwarf, was found dead. This is bad. Lost 2. There's a bunch more coming up through the walkway. Hang in there, dwarves. Okay, here come 2 more. They come around the corners. It appears that Stolzu's already bleeding. This guy over here blocked a iron arrow, which is interesting. But he probably jumped out of the... Anyway, Terminal Wetness is seriously injured and currently bleeding. I've got my dwarves in the fray. I can't really see, aside from that we are pushing them back. I am seeing bolts flying up from Shady back here, who recently blocked the one with a shield and fired a steel bolt and hit the bow dwarf in the head, tearing the muscle and chipping the skull through the brain and the copper helm. Good shot, buddy. Did you get him? You got one. Well, we'll hope that Deng was the one that you were shooting at. The fighting continues, and these dwarf goblins are going, this theme's bad. I'm also going to turn this off so that my doctors can get out here and start rescuing dwarves like Unib here, and not telling Artho, but I thought that my militia commander was in a bad way. Maybe he's backed up already. Ozod, Ast... Yeah, none of those are my dwarves, so that's good. Although I did lose Solon. That was the one that we did lose. The dwarves continued to fight through the goblin horde, which there doesn't seem to be much of it left. So that's a good news. And I've been welcomed to my chat room again. It's lovely when Twitch is so welcoming. Unib died. But how many invaders are left on the map that are not caged? Well, you're left. What direction are you going, laddie? Petrified in fear. Got it. I will send my squaddies up here to deal with the remainders. They appear to be too terrified to think. And actually, hold up. Dwarves, back up, 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 slap. There you go. Okay, sweet. Now you guys can go wherever you like. Dr. Mac Daddy, thank you very much for the 11th month. I hope I have fun at TwitchCon too. I have a very, very, very early flight in the morning. Let's just give the military a break. I think they've earned it. Because this is a very heavy combat fort, turns out. Which I am not, like, overly abusing the Volcano for combat with, which is very rare for me in forts like this. Normally I would just, like, be like, all right, combat fort, Volcano, sweet. Let's go nuts, but I've been choosing not to. Are you spinning? You are, in fact, spinning. Meaning I can turn this into a pit pond. All right, so this down here, this needs to change. I need to rebuild this quite drastically. Let's make this stockpile smaller. Let's hope the invader fell in lava. I mean, it's fine. What's the worst that could happen? A couple dwarves get pulverized. Worse things have happened. Let's go along here. Go along here.
Bring out your dead!
Lemmings into the lava is nothing new. Yes, this is true. All right, well, that was an easy enough fight. It was kind of miraculous that they thought that they could get away with parlaying us like that with such a small squad, but some migrants have arrived. Still trying to get us back up to that population cap. I was kind of surprised it doesn't say despite the danger, though. But, you know. All right. I mean, the next question is like, where are more zombies? How's hospital working out? I'm sorry, what? Telenartho and UGDPY? A bunch of my Mark Swerves are missing? The hell happened? Oh. Okay, never mind. That's very far away. But what about you? Okay, Forgotten Beast kicks the Forgotten Beast. That's good. Okay, so Forgotten Beast has not gotten in. It shouldn't be lava swimming. There's no reason for them to go into the lava, and there's no way for them to path into the lava. So why would it be lava? Like, okay, that could have been one of them. Steel Buckler. Or maybe. Maybe, but the population just dropped, so something's dying somewhere on the map. I don't know where it is, but there still is no reason for them to fall into the lava. Did dwarves fall into the lava during that fight? Because I didn't see it. There was a blood mist in the battle? Was there? All right. Well, I'm inclined to believe you, but I didn't see it happen. I mean, I'm assuming you're correct. I just did not see it happen. Why did I close that notif? Great. Well, that's unfortunate. Rest in peace, UG, DPY, and Telenartho. Yeah, I certainly didn't see those deaths happen. And that dwarf can still be put away. In case it's not clear, I really don't want to be defending the fortress the way that I currently am. This is an extremely bad way of defending a fortress like this, but especially with the things that we're fighting. I should really just be using the most effective lava murking techniques that I can think of, but... Uh-oh. Forgotten Beast has actually made its way into the fort. Speaking of losing more dwarves, chat, are you ready to lose more dwarves? Because currently we have this thing. This thing is a great quadruped composed of crystal opal. It has a curling trunk and a bloated body. Beware its deadly dust. Goodbye, fort. So the creature is moving up, and it's fighting with something with a spear, who is Semtexagon, the wrestler who has a spear, is fighting with the creature and not currently bleeding, which is a benefit. However, it just fell really far and is now jumping back into dueling with the creature again and is now flying. Is then jumping into dueling with the creature again and just lost his shield and is now very drowsy. So we figured out what the stuff does. It's sleeping dust. Sleeping dust is really bad because it puts the dwarves to sleep and then they can't fight. So I'm going to see if I can station my squads. Okay, where's those stairs? Here. I'm gonna see if I can station these two squads back here. And then, we just have to hope that it doesn't make it up. Dwarves are being found dead. Dwarves are rushing down to the creature below. Shrimp Scampi's trying to be a hero with their axe, jumping towards the creature's sleeping gases. Bits and pieces are flying everywhere. Being able to even get to the creature right now is a challenge. Have they even touched it yet? Okay, never mind. I am actually going to bring my crossbow dwarves down here. Just telling them to station back there. Maybe they can get some shots in that can kill it. The broker punched the Forgotten Beast in the body with the left hand, but the attack glances away. The fights continue. The dwarves are continuing to knock back the creature. Bits and pieces are continuing to fly. Blood is beginning to paint the floor. This is actually a really, really tough beast. It appears that Bastet got the kill in, striking the Forgotten Beast in the lower body with her steel pick, and the severed part sails off in an arc. Literally none of my soldiers survived. Yeah, no, you are dead, Sam. What a dark place this is. It's not a mine, chat. It's a tomb. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Dwarves died. 1, 2, 3, 4. This tomb is mine. Well, did you just die? I mean, we could arrange that if you need one. It's quite the thriving industry in this fortress currently. Not gonna lie, chat. I kind of thought the fort would go better today. But, you know, ain't Dwarf Fortress without catastrophic consequences for small events. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's make 25 coffins. Have I seen your channeled slaughter? No. In other news, Archplay's stuff is in a strange mood. Steel pick is in fact very dwarf. I can agree with that. Kind of amazed that this fort survived that. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually kind of ready to throw in the towel when that thing found its way into the basement. I was like, uh-oh. I think this fort may be dead, but, I mean, it's like we're getting another chance. I think the boiling hell here has copy-pasted their password into chat. All right. It's actually something I quite like to do in Dwarf Fortress is just like, well, that was horrible. I guess I will build a tomb right here. Let's start getting these dwarves put away. In other news, Archplay stuff has claimed a workshop. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Deadly Dust right now is brutal. It is so mean. The amount of knockback Deadly Dust has is absurd. Like, it's nuts. Just how much damage they can do. It's like, the dust is one thing, but the sheer force of knockback they have right now is insanity. It's absolute insanity. Well, the thing is, like, it depends on the dust, actually. I mean, sometimes dust is sleeping gas. Sometimes it's make you explode into pus and vomit gas. Sometimes it's nausea gas. Sometimes it's this things. It's not just like it smells bad. Calling it farts is maybe not even giving it enough credit. Anyway, Sam, we found your tomb here. I hope you like it. Hey, look, the military showed up. Let's give these squads a break. In other news, a Cyclops has arrived named Demoso. Oh boy. You know, I'm kind of starting to get tempted to just turn off sieges because this is nuts. In other words, in other news, I have a dwarf that's in prison for a reason I could not tell you. This game has no chill today. Yeah, no kidding. Where is this creature? Time to, like, make lava defenses? How? Have you seen how frequently I'm getting attacked? Are you paying any attention to this stream? Have you watched more than 30 seconds? With what time? Between defenses? Do you propose I make defenses? Because if you're talking about just locking the fort, then I might as well just lock the fort and not let creatures in. Dwarves aren't even technically supposed to be outside right now. What are you doing out here? Does it have any items? Apparently it has a large sealed low boot, a a bronze scepter, and a bismuth spear. Yeah. And 149 kills. Did you die, Baka? I didn't actually see a death call for you, but I'll believe it if you did. Nope, you're not dead. See, you're alive. So, no, you didn't die. Fortunately, God doesn't exist, so you don't need to thank him. Actually, sorry. What I should have said is, God doesn't exist, so you don't need to thank her. There you go. Where is this Cyclopeans, Clops killing monsters? All right, well, it's killing Shogun. Just gonna say, Shogun, when you're watching this in the VOD, it was chat's idea to name you, not mine. Anyway, this creature is getting shot with crossbow bolts, and then the crossbow dwarf dodged out of the way and then died in the middle of it.
Bring out your dead!
Well, that's the most relevant comment I've seen all day. All right. Chat, I'm not in a headspace where I can stream. I can't do this. I really, really, really wanted to just put on a good show for this week, but I can't. I give up. I tried. So I'm gonna go drink a cup of coffee and then make videos until my brains fall out and then go to TwitchCon tomorrow. I wish I could have ended this on a more positive note. I wanted to, like I said, put on a good show today. I'm not capable of doing that. I can't put on the raid music because the record player no want to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab me from a couple of days ago and let me from a couple of days ago say goodbye to the stream. So if things